I think it's some.
Yeah, Silmarillion.
Say it again.
Silmarillion.
Silmarillion.
The top question on Google: why is it so hard to read the Silmarillion?
But so you've got the first age, which is the Silmarillion, and then you have, and that actually covers the rise of Sauron, because actually, if we want to, put everything in perspective, Sauron is only the second guy. He's not he's not the first villain. He actually is a follower of one of the bigger elves. And I forget his name, but it starts with an M. He's actually one of his trusted advisors. That's who Sauron is. And a Morgoth, that's what it is. His name is Morgoth. So Morgoth was an elf. And he went dark side, obviously. And Sauron was one of his followers.
Obvious, yeah.
And stuff like that. And actually, Sauron can be reincarnated. And kind of come back-esque. But wizards did not appear in the first age. Wizards appeared in the second age. Because that's where you get Gandalf. That's where you get your blue wizards, your brown wizards, and all that such. And that's where Ring of Power comes in. So Morgoth has been defeated. Sauron is kind of been defeated. But what's interesting, because a lot of people don't know this, right? Is that Aragorn, he is of the Numerian bloodline. He's 80 years old when we meet him.
Oh, wow.
Like, he is and Numerians live a very long time. They have an extended life, that's different than most, men. Or, species of man. But they are the ones who, because Sauron goes to the Numerian island, and he's like, yo, what if you, didn't fucking help Galadriel? What if you said fuck you? And they're like, word? Let's do that? And then they fucking die. Because that's Sauron. And he's hiding who he is. And that's how they die. And the ones who left to help Galadriel form Aragorn's bloodline.
My God.
So it all connects. It's all very cool. But also what we see in Lord of the Rings with the orcs and with the plains, all of that doesn't happen in the third age. It happens in the second age. And then the it happens in the second age and in the beginning of the third age. And that's why the orcs are able to have their thing. That's why they're able to have that base and that compound. Do I want to put a death? Let's do. I'm creating this follower I have in my cult. I named him Ian. Ian, go chop down trees for your cult leader. Alright, goddamn, alright, I gotta go fucking. Oh my god. But it's very interesting, because, I want to see more of the Second Age, because Elrond doesn't have any family. He's actually an orphan. And that's pretty cool. And
tell me more about Elrond.
So Elrond, if people don't know who Elrond is they're like, there's black people, there's women with beards. And it's like, if you looked into your little fucking book, guess what? Dwarven women have beards. That is a thing. I don't know why you're mad about that. Like, know your own fandom, please. Know your own thing. But I don't know. And Elrond is actually really, he's a good fighter. He actually fights with Isildur, the guy we see in Ring of Power. He's not the Isildur we know, who takes the ring and loses it, and that's how Smeagol finds it. He's not that Isildur yet, but we do meet him. And so Elrond's a great fighter. He's a great diplomat. You know, he's a proficient person. He's one of Gandalf's best friends. But when we meet him in Ring of Power, he's like kind of this newbie. You know, he's kind of just he's writing in his little art books and going to Erebor to fuck with his friend. You know, he hasn't. You know, like he's kind of just like this reader insert. You know, like he's reading his books in the woods and he's writing his poems and I am excited, and I hope Ring of Power gets about 8 seasons. Because I want to see Arwen. Because there's a lot of Arwen that was cut out from the books that did not make it into the movies. She is less...
Is Arwen the one that you keep sending me pictures of for my character?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Because in the book, she's just... Or not in the books. In the movies, she has some badass moments, but they took a lot of those badass moments away from her, and they kind of gave them to Tauriel. Because Arwen has a lot more in the books than in the movies, and I'm hoping we are able to see that in this Ring of Power. It's like we're able to see her birth and her because she's a lot more than just Aragorn's love interest. So I'm excited to see her in it. But I would love, because now that we're doing these things, right? We're getting into fantasy again. I would love a Sumerian book and adaptation. Just like I can't wait to see Aegon's conquest in House of the Dragon. That's something for me.
It's so interesting, man. Like, I would like an interesting, and you know, this is just a slight opinion, but like, I would like it just like an interesting kind of people get some wins in kind of story. It feels like there's always like way too much tumult going on in Westeros, and it's like, no, man, just tell me it's like a fucking fun little story.
You hate character growth. I want them to suffer and then be happy and then suffer.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, yes,
and
but
now we shall play
Dominion. Ooh, I just got a thing for your Dominion.
Yeah.
I'm collecting a lot of fucking materials. I'm pretty sure I'm good, but like, I'm in the zone. I'm chopping the wood. Building it. I gotta build a fire. Okay. Where should I build my fire? I'll put it right here.
Okay, last Dominion video was 38. So we'll do...
Oh, Lord.
39 and 40.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
And we'll do Dominion and Soda Dungeon for a bit. I imagine for a long while. And then in the start of 2024, go back and do a bunch of Marple.
I remember it all. I miss one of those quests.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Dominion. Hi, right, yeah, and today we're going to play Dominion.
Cool, we
You
got.
know the drill.
You
I
know the
haven't learned
drill.
shit since last time. We're gonna do what we.
You know, Wheel of Time with House of the Dragon. Like, I'm excited for, you know, more fantasy. It's always something,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm very excited for high fantasy to come back because like I have a fatigue of superhero and true crime shit, and I want to be a little hobbit in the Shire. I would like to
Yeah, it's
be.
very interesting. The new craze in high fantasy coming back again has made me realize that there is like different sort of subgenres within high fantasy. Because I think oftentimes when I think of high fantasy, I think of Spellslinger, like Naruto and Skyrim,
Uh-huh.
and Harry Potter. And of course, like when you look at like Lord of the Rings and Wheel of Time, it's not so much Spellslinger as it is like druidic.
I
Like it's
love
just like
it.
I'm gonna summon up a bunch of shit and like tap my ring and my staff on this ground, and we're gonna summon the forces of nature. Ooh. And that is cool, but that is of course something to consider. Like that's that subgenre is to try and put out that sort of tone and message, because like
Yeah.
again, and this is such a normie thing of me to say. I totally understand, but like, like I'm so used to like high fantasy equals like Spellslinger, and low fantasy is like Wolf Among Us or something, where it's like this is a fantasy setting, but these people in the story are mainly all about trying to like, solve mysteries and stuff in a very kitchen sink, brick and mortar, death and taxes kind of world. And so yeah, it's interesting to think of it like that.
Yeah, no. Cause I'm like my genre of high fantasy also is very different. Because I consider it's so interesting. I consider
I was
Futurama
doing so well, and now the medium AI is kicking my booty.
kick its booty back.
Hard.
Eat it. Just eat the booty.
Just eat it.
Eat it. I consider Futurama to be both fantasy and sci-fi because of the fact that it has fucking mutants and aliens. And I know people are gonna be like, well, Diana, sci-fi incorporates the space. And I'm like, you don't think there's a little bit of fantasy in sci-fi? Like, you guys are on a fucking ship going to an alien world. How is that not fantasy? It's not just futuristic.
We're actually gonna hit done. We're gonna lower it down to easy and kind of get our bearings again from that point.
I put easy on everything.
What a shit pool. I'm gonna shit in this pool.
I'm gonna shit in this fuck.
Oh my god. Ooh, gardens. Get a gardens early on, maybe. Oh no.
I'm supposed to go this way.
He's playing militia.
Your hatred.
That's rough.
You hate militia.
Yeah. I get it so much, dude.
I love market and art.
Militia.
I like market and art.
Let's see. Let's do militia. Gotta be a little bit of tit for tat, a little bit of this and that.
A little bit of suck my ass. I'm a widow toss.
It's so funny when women say that. I don't know why. Why is it funny when ladies say that?
Because
suck my ass.
I'm an uncouth lady. Suck my ass, ass till it qualms, swerve my whips till I eat.
Oh, you're sweet.
Oh, I got a card. Babe, I got a card.
I want laboratory. That's what I want. Daddy wants a new laboratory.
Daddy wants a new...
Laboratory.
Daddy wants a new...
Right.